Okay, coming to nice, comfortable feet. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to 2025. We made it. Go ahead, scoot forward in your chair a little bit. If you have blocks handy, you can set those up on either side of your feet. We won't use them for a while, but you can have them close. If you don't have them, no worries. Just peek down, make sure that your feet are about hip distance apart. Knees are landing over your ankles. And let's give the shoulders a nice little roll out here. And you can kind of just check in, see how things are feeling. Might be having some post-holiday letdown. Good, let's roll forward. Good, and then back again a few times. And you might feel a little heat inside your shoulders. It's a good thing, maybe in the back of your neck. All right, so allow those shoulder heads to press back, down, so the shoulder blades are gently squeezing in towards each other. And then you can take your hands on your thighs, root down into your sit bones. As that's happening, feel the sides of your waist lengthen. And then it's just like a gentle, mild tuck of the chin. So really your chin is just parallel to the floor. The back of the neck is long. Eyelids closed. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. Again, smooth, full, deep inhale. Sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then allow your lips to seal. Start to inhale through your nose. And then also exhale through your nose. Your attention comes to that sound of your breath. You're observing what the texture of that breath is like. You're observing what the physicality of that breath is like. So that expansion that happens on the inhale, the contraction of everything inward as you exhale. And allow the breath to be soothing to your mind. So it has this calming quality. It has this focusing quality. So enjoying this sense of stillness. In our last class, about a week and a half ago, we talked a little bit about kind of setting intentions for this new year. So perhaps in that class, there was an idea that solidified for you. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe the seed was just planted. So again, let's just revisit that. And think of this less of like a to-do list or like the things that you want to accomplish, but more of a quality that you want to draw in, kind of the overarching theme for everything that you might want to do. A way of approaching things. So you're kind of just noodling on that idea as we breathe here for a couple more moments. Maybe something lands, maybe something doesn't. That's okay. I know for me, the idea that keeps coming up again and again is simplification. So simplify. Just paying attention to what might be speaking to you. And as that's happening again, just following that rhythm of your breath, that inhale through the nose, that exhale through the nose. Good. Blink your eyes open here. Let's start to make some rolls in the pelvic girdle. So just making these little circles. Just kind of noticing how things are feeling. Definitely this gets into the hips. You might be feeling it in the lower back, maybe even the neck and shoulders. I think sometimes on these colder winter days, like the joints and even the muscles can feel a little tighter, a little crankier. So just observe if that's going on for you today. It's going to be nice to start to warm things up, move a little bit. We're going to hopefully find a greater sense of ease. Let's begin to switch directions here. Nice work. And then just begin to make your way back to nice tall seat. And let's do some neck stretching, and then we're going to move into some cat-cows. But first, go ahead and just drop your chin towards your chest. This can be really intense. So we're trying to create length in the back of the neck. And at the same time that we're creating that length, we're trying to find this release in the shoulders. The shoulders, of course, want to help out here. They start to press up towards the ears. They're trying to take some of that pressure out of the neck stretching that might be happening. So if they're really getting involved, so maybe you lift your chin a little bit. Maybe you imagine that somebody is gently applying pressure to your shoulders, so just helping them to release downward. Good. Let's inhale, lift the chin. And then as you exhale, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Still trying to just visualize that somebody's pressing down on that left shoulder. And you're feeling all of that sensation through the left side of your neck, that lengthening, that stretching. And then the breath is smooth and steady. Keep leaning this right ear towards the right shoulder, but then drop your chin. And that's going to shift where you start to get the sensation in the back of that left shoulder, neck, scapula. All right, let's inhale, lift the chin, take an exhale, and then inhale back to center. And then exhale, drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. So you start to feel that stretch on the right side of the neck into the scalene muscles. Might be feeling it in the shoulder head. Keep that breath moving. And then get curious about how this side feels in your body as compared to the left side. And then from here, perhaps, tuck your chin. All right, as you inhale, untuck, take an exhale, and then inhale, upright your skull, and then exhale, we drop our chin towards our chest again. And maybe this time you're able to find a little more release in the back of the neck. If that's not happening for you yet, no worries. Inhale, chin lift. So exhale, right ear drops to that right shoulder again. Keep those shoulders releasing down. And then if you'd like to, just release those left fingertips down. That can immediately intensify things. So just be very mindful. If it feels like too much, it probably is. Do less. And then this is optional little piece here, but if you want to with me, if you want to inhale, lift that arm any amount, it gets into some interesting places. Beautiful. And then exhale, release down. Just a few more like that. Inhaling, lifting. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift 3. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift 2. Good. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift 1. And let's just take a couple of breaths here. Lower it if you need to. Can you feel those shoulder blades releasing down your back? Deep inhale. Exhale, release that hand down. And then if you would like to take your right hand to the top of your head and then kind of just pull off to the side and then slightly forward. So we're almost getting that chin tucking feeling again. Good. Bring your cheek to your hand to your cheek rather, and then just use the strength of your arm to upright your head. Really nice. And then off to the second side we go. So dropping that left ear towards that left shoulder. Just staying here like this if that feels like enough. Otherwise, you can release those right fingertips down. So it's like you're just using the weight of your arm and gravity to give yourself a little more resistance. And then again, these little optional arm lifts with the breath if you'd like to join. So inhale, lift. Ooh, and it gets into some interesting places. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting. Good, exhale, lower. Inhale, 3. Good, exhale, lower. Inhale, 4. Exhale, lower. Inhale, 5. Just hold here for a few breaths. Lower the arm if you need to. Skip it if you need to. And then exhale, release down. You can return that right hand to your thigh. And then we bring the left hand to the head, potentially. All of these are, they're optional. Kind of pulling off to the side and then slightly forward and down, finding that chin tucking action. Can you send your breath to the places where there's a lot of sensation? Good, and then let's all just take our left hand to our cheek. Upright your head, really nice. Hands on your thighs, and you can just refresh your posture here. So just peek down, make sure that those knees are over your ankles. You're pressing nice and evenly into your sit bones. And as promised, we're going to move into some cat-cow, which might feel kind of nice. A lot of times we do this before we do our neck stretching. So perhaps you'll feel like you're getting more release in the cervical spine, especially. And then also just really enjoy how it feels to connect movement with breath. So this is where we start to find this idea of vinyasa, this idea of flow. And there's something very calming about moving with the breath. And of course, just sitting with the breath breathing is like really nice, but for some of us that can be kind of challenging. So introducing this component of movement is actually really helpful. Do a few more rounds here like this. Nice work, everyone. All right, so on your next inhale, just come back to a nice tall mountain pose, Tadasana. Good, and so a couple of options. We're going to move into some crescent pose, crescent variations with twist. So you can keep your legs exactly as they are, if that feels good. If you wanted to extend your left leg to straight, you're also welcome to find that variation. Just notice that both hips are facing forward, whatever variation you're doing. Both sit bones are pressing evenly into your chair. Let's go ahead and release the arms out by the side. Let's just warm up the shoulder girdle a little more. So as you inhale, take the arms out and up. And then spin the palms to face out. Exhale, like you're pressing through molasses. Good, a couple more like that. Inhale, out and up. Really lovely. As you exhale, press the air away. External rotation, inhale, arms reach out and up. Good, internally rotate. press out and down. Then let's inhale, reach the arms out and up. Good, and then we're going to cactus our arms here. So you bend the elbows and then kind of wing the elbows forward so the wrists are falling back behind. Nice deep inhale, feel that lift of your sternum. And then exhale, we're going to just do some little presses in. Good, inhale, open up. Shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. And then exhale. Little rounding sensation. Let's do 2 more of these. Inhaling, opening up. Exhale, press in. Inhale, open up. Good. Exhale, pressing in. And then, so let's just stay here, but press your palms vigorously together. Lower them kind of to that heart center. Nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, wrap those left ribs to the right. Keep pressing palms. Keep pressing the shoulder heads back. So you're trying to find a little cobra pose in your upper body. Gaze is soft and gentle. You're just seeing what's in front of you. Good, deep inhale. Exhale, let's untwist, release the hands down. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Full crescent pose. Maybe palms pressed, maybe you gaze up. And then let's take a forward fold here. See, this is where you might use your blocks. You could also just bring your hands to your thighs and then start to fold in any amount. Blocks are nice. You have different heights. They just serve to bring the floor a little bit closer. As you're coming into this forward fold, you might feel an intensification of stretching in that left hamstring. Bend the knee a little bit if you need to. Conversely, if you're more open and it's accessible in your body, you could flex that left foot so those toes point up towards the ceiling, and that might give you a little more stretch. Few more good breaths. Notice if you're holding your head, can you drop that chin towards your chest? Good. So let's inhale, extend forward. So you're thinking of this as your like little half forward fold. So you're lengthening to the sides of the waist. And then you could bring your hands to your hips, squeeze in, elbow squeeze in, shoulder heads lift. Think a little core to inhale, rise up. And of course, you're always just welcome to roll on up too if that feels better in your body. And then we will go ahead and take our second side here. So if that left leg was extended, go ahead and bend the knee, find your Tadasana. Of course, you can stay here like this. This is always a good home base for any of the postures that we're doing. If you would like to extend your right leg to straight, you're also welcome to do that. Just because you did it on the last side doesn't mean that it needs to happen on this side. All right, so this time, let's do it a little different. So arms released by your side, and let's inhale, reach forward and up. Good, and then exhale, forward and down. So we're just moving the shoulder girdle a little differently this time. Inhale. Good, exhale. A few more. Really nice work. All right, so this time let's inhale, reach up. Good, and then make little fists with your hands like you're holding a rope. Good, and then as you exhale, release down. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, give yourself a little resistance. Good, inhale. Good, exhale. Inhale, stretch up. Couple more. Exhale. Inhale. Last one here. Exhale, pull down. Open up across your heart and chest. And then inhale, reach up. Good, release your fists so palms press. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. They're vigorously pressing in towards each other. Deep inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. And then we take a few breaths here. So both hips are still facing forward. We're just wrapping those right ribs to the left. Left palm presses into right palm presses back against that left palm. It's like this isometric stretching feeling happening. Muscles are engaging. You're feeling that opening across your heart and chest, that lift of your sternum up towards the ceiling. Breath smooth and steady. Good. One more deep inhale. Exhale, unwind, come to center. Release the hands down. And then inhale, arms reach out and up. Crescent pose. Maybe press palms together, maybe gaze up. And then as we exhale again, we find that forward fold. So this time, if that right leg is extended, you might be feeling a nice, intense hamstring stretch there. You can always bend the knee if you need a little less. You can flex that foot if you are wanting a little more. Breath smooth and steady. Send that exhale to your right hamstring, to the back of the leg, that big muscle that gets really tight. Couple more breaths here. Good. So as you inhale, again, just find a little length. The fingertips could be on your blocks or hands on your legs. And then you can bring your hands to your hips and use a little core to help you roll up to your nice feet. Good. If that right leg is extended, go ahead and bend that knee back in. Let's release the arms down by our sides, and let's just do a little side-to-side lateral stretching flow. So as you inhale, take that left arm up and over, lean to the right, and exhale, release down. Inhale, right arm up and over. Good. Exhale, release. Inhale. Good. Exhale. You're going to continue like this, several rounds each side. You are welcome to close your eyes if that feels comfortable and safe in your body. And again, you're just connecting with this idea of vinyasa, connecting movement with breath, finding this moving meditation, this flow, this rhythm. Good. The next time you're leaning off to the right, just hang out there. Feel all of this lengthening through the left side. Gentle twist of these right ribs up towards the ceiling. You might even be looking up underneath that top arm. It feels a little bit like a warrior, reverse warrior in the upper body. Good, deep inhale. Exhale, release. And then inhale, right arm up and over. Side bending to the left. Few breaths here. Anchor down into that right sit bone. As that's happening, you're extending through this right side body. These look so good. You might be looking up underneath that top arm. A deep inhale. And then exhale. Release down. Before we move into some breath work, let's do a little hip stretching. So a couple of options here. You might come into a warrior two leg, so just finding some external rotation in that right leg. You are just making sure that knee is landing over ankle. If anything, ankle slightly ahead of the knee. We don't want ankle behind the knee. Kind of a nice stretch in the Achilles, but not what we're after right now. So this would be option one. You could take your right hand into that right thigh, gently press back. You might need several moments just, in the first stage of the pose before you do that. The other option here is to come into our seated pigeon pose. So you cross your right ankle above your left knee, potentially flexing this foot, especially if there's any sensation in your right knee. And then if you want a little more now or eventually, you can press your right hand into that thigh. So it's like you're releasing that knee, that thigh down towards the floor. We're just going to stay here and breathe. Be here a minute or two. It's kind of just like a nice long hold, almost the yin style hold. So with that in mind, with this idea that we're going to be here for a little bit, maybe you give yourself permission to slowly ease your way into the pose. So I'm not going for it at the beginning, but taking your time, kind of letting things simmer. Good. So for these final moments here, let's turn this into a twist as well. So getting the hip stretch, we're going to add a little twist. So release your arms down by your side. Inhale, arms reach out wide. Feel those shoulder blades release down towards your sit bones. They're gently squeezing in towards each other as you exhale, twist right. Really lengthen out, stretch out. It's like you have giant wings. And then you can release your hands down. So right hand grabs a piece of chair behind you. Left hand, depending upon what variation you're in, could be doing a lot of different things. You're in the warrior two leg, it might simply be resting to the inside of that left thigh. If twisting feels good in your body, kind of just depending upon how the length of your limbs, you could take that left hand to that right leg. And then if you are in this seated pigeon pose again, this left hand really can be anywhere on that right shin, the outside of the right thigh. Maybe you're moving towards bringing your gaze out over that right shoulder. Good. One more deep inhale. Exhale, we're going to unwind, come back to center, and then we'll move into our second side. So second side, you might be doing the same variation that you just did. You might be doing a different one. The options are to find a warrior two legs. Doesn't really matter how much external rotation you're getting. You're just going to that place where you feel like you're getting a nice stretch in your body. And of course, you could also cross that ankle above your right knee. So it's a seated version. Here, you could be pressing your left hand down. There's definitely, in addition to the outer hip stretch, you're going to be feeling a little more glute stretch in this variation. Whereas when you come into this warrior two leg, you're getting the hip stretch, but you're also getting a stretch on the inseam of the leg, which can be kind of nice. So sometimes we just want to vary it because we're looking for, sensation in different places. And then we simmer into this. We sit here in stillness, paying attention to the breath. You might notice in these more static poses when we're not flowing that the thoughts in your mind start to kick up a little bit, especially if there's a lot of sensation in your body. It's easy for the brain to be like, get me out of this. So if it's helpful, if you need something to distract yourself, count your breath. It's kind of hard to think and count at the same time. Although I think our brains are pretty sophisticated, so they eventually learn to do it. But all right, and then let's just add the twist for the final moments of this pose. So arms stretch out wide. Exhale, twist to the left. Reach out. And then you'll eventually release your hands down. So left hand grabs a piece of chair. Right hand could fall any number of places. Just depends on what pose you're doing, number one, what's going on in your body. Think a little cobra pose in your upper body. Maybe moving towards bringing your gaze out over that left shoulder. Deep inhale. Good, and then exhale, unwind, come back to center. Let's go ahead and find our Tadasana, our mountain pose. And let's move into, just keep it really simple today. Let's just move into our 6 count box breath. So if you're not wanting to do breath work today, you can certainly just sit quietly. Otherwise, let's go ahead and allow our eyelids to close. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Full, complete exhale through the nose. So you're empty, and then inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So do a few rounds on your own, or let it go if you're ready. Change the count if you need to. Good. And when you feel complete with that box breath, just allow your breath to find its own natural rhythm. And we'll just take these final moments to be still, to surrender, let go. So you might stay exactly where you are. You're just inviting this idea of Shavasana into your body. You are, as always, welcome to come into a little forward fold. That's especially nice if you have a table or a chair in front of you. You could certainly come into classic Shavasana, so just laying down on the floor in corpse pose. Nothing may change physically with how you're positioned in space, but do you find this sense of just release, of surrender? Invite your body and brain to assimilate the work that we've been doing together this past hour. Give yourself this opportunity to put a bookend on our class as we transition into the rest of the day. And finally, just enjoy this quiet, this peacefulness. Soak it up. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Let your next inhale be deeper. And open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then just start to bring some gentle movement back to your body. And you will eventually land with your hands in a pile on top of your heart. And sending yourself love and gratitude, your body love and gratitude for showing up, for making the effort. Just promise yourself you're going to carry this good feeling with you into the rest of the day ahead. Finally, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work, everyone. Terrific to see you. Happy 2025.